Hey, everybody. Welcome to your next session of Indigenous America's Art. You're looking at a beautiful example of clothing from the Indigenous Americas unit, actually, specifically the Incan Empire, made in 1450 to probably about the middle of the 1500s or 16th century ACE. The front image here has four different types and four different examples of tunic patterns. We are going to be looking at this one specifically. So let's go ahead and take a look. Clearly, you have a very complex design here with the T'oqapu Tunic. It is made up of individual squares with geometric motifs, abstract motifs. You can see from looking that there are repetitive motifs from time to time. You've got them repeated. Clearly, the checkerboard, at least to me, that one stands out. We believe this checkerboard pattern, and here you have it a bit closer in view, represents the military. So a tunic that had that motif repeated over and over would suggest that the wearer was at least part of the military, or more likely in charge of the entire Incan military. Other images you can tell here, this one's commonly repeated, the diagonal line with two dots on either side. Just take a look around and you definitely see like the four square one repeated. And the idea or notion is most likely that all of these motifs that are repeated represent different groups. Could be the military, like the checkerboard one, or it might be like a different group from another part of the Incan Empire, from a distant part, different types of groups that the wearer would be associated with, or again, more likely in control of. So this particular tunic, that's a better picture for you there, is so complex. One, it's styled from top to bottom. There are motifs covering it completely. So that's more likely a person who would have high status. It would be the wearer of this because it is more complex in its design. The people making it had to work harder to make it, so therefore the wearer is significant. All of the different patterns would require great skill and time. So the person wearing it, again, is someone of high status. Again, most likely the king. And, him with all these different motifs associating him with the military and different groups around the empire, it's really showing that he is in charge of everything and has the weight of the military behind him to control the land. Now, up in the right-hand corner, it's our old friend, the camelid. And this tunic is made of two materials. One is cotton, and the other is camelid fiber. And camelid comes, from that old piece that we talked about from back in, the global prehistory days when we did the camelid sacrum in the shape of a canine. We're back to the fibers from that animal. So the women who are making this were weaving it together, and these women were probably chosen very young to basically dedicate their lives to making these type of tunics, these patterns, these t'oqapu patterns. And they would spend their whole lives doing this, and it was very complex, very time-consuming, and a very important job for the rulers, to have skilled artisans making this, because it was such an important expression of his power with that. So basically, now I'm going to draw a silly picture here, so let me escape. You have the tunic would have a cut at the top. Let me get a drawing pencil here. And what would happen is you'd stick, this over your head. So your head would be here. That is a terrible head, but you get the gist. You'd have then the fabric sewn together up on top here, top here, down below here it would be sewn in here, but we would leave space, of course, for your arms to jut out, and then it would go down to pretty much your calves. Your legs would stick out here. Oh my goodness, look at my skills. But this would give you a sense really of how he's very happy because he's got all the power. This would give you a sense of how it would be worn over the body. And it's cold in the Andes at times, and it's been very hot. So you could have a 50-degree fluctuation in temperature in one day. So you do need these cloth pieces to wear from just the weather conditions in the Andes Mountains. So again, the T'oqapu, let me go back to the present part of this. Oops, let's do point. There we are. The actual tunic T'oqapu means that term, this term right here, is a reflection. It means patterns, those patterns. So the formal quality that I would choose, and I think I chose in your notes, is definitely pattern, the expression of status or association with a group. And again, because of the complexity of the design, because of the complete covering with the patterns, because of what those patterns say and the skill level and technique and time used to make it, it is clear that this T'oqapu tunic was made for someone very important, most likely the king of the Incan Empire during the 15th and into the 16th century. So hope that works for you and that helped a lot. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. Take care.